MK Williams again, here with some more advice for you on self-publishing. And today I'm going to be going over how to set up your book with IngramSpark. So IngramSpark can distribute to Amazon and Google and Barnes & Noble and all the other retails that I can get my books into and I made videos about before, either through Amazon or Smashwords. But the one thing that IngramSpark does have that I can get nowhere else is distribution into brick and mortar bookstores, which while retail may be dying, it is still very important for people to be able to discover your book on a bookshelf. So here are some of the tips that I have on using this platform. So the first is that it's a very basic platform, but it doesn't need to be flashy. You know, it gets the job done. It's easy to understand and figure out. It's very clear where I need to go next in each step, so that's great. The step-by-step process is easy to follow, and it's really nice that if you are putting out a book in both print and ebook formats, that you can select print and ebook, and you don't have to fill everything out twice, which is really helpful, or even just click copy and then change things. They really set it up nicely, understanding that most authors are willing to put something out in multiple formats. So we've really appreciated that. When you get to the end of your book setup, you need to select that you want to go through their distribution network. Otherwise, the book will just sit on IngramSpark and it'll go nowhere. You could order copies, but then that's it. So if you ever have a need where you just want to be a private reseller of your own book for whatever reason, you don't want it available anywhere else, you can say that you don't want it to be part of their distribution network and still use their print-on-demand services. But I would say most of the examples that I can think of and all the people I've worked with want their book to be available for purchase. So go through their expanded distribution network. So that expanded distribution network includes Barnes & Noble, Books A Million, Hudson News. So anywhere that you think of people naturally discovering a book, it's really great that they can get their distribution there as well. If you are thinking you want to be a bit more cost conscious, you do have to pay for your title setup with IngramSpark. You don't have to do that with Amazon, which is really nice. But, you know, I understand from a business point of view, like they have to set up the printer, they have to vet everything. They want to make sure they're dealing with serious authors, not just kind of like, oh, whatever, I'll put it up and see what sticks. So it is $49 for a title setup, which is a little pricey, especially if it's your first book and you haven't made any money yet. And whoa, okay, I just bought ISBNs. I have to pay for title setup, I have to bring my own barcode, like all those things are coming up. But I think it's really good to understand the business point of view from the publisher side and the printer side, because it is a business and everybody needs to be able to profit in order for the books to be successful. So you do have to pay that startup fee. So one thing I do really like is that you can order books yourself as the author or publisher at cost. So you still have to pay shipping, but with the order center, I was able to order 20 copies of one of the books that I'm helping to publish. They even give you the option to say that it's for an event. Now, the books that I ordered were just to have on hand to send out ARCs, so it wasn't for an event, so I haven't clicked on that yet, but it's really nice that they want to understand that, so they know that they need to get the book to you by a given date and time. So I found that really helpful. I know Amazon has that now. I actually haven't used their service for ordering author copies yet, which I'll be doing when my next book comes out, but we will see how that goes. So chances are that your files are going to need to be redone. Either time that I've used IngramSpark so far, I put through all the files and error, something's not right with the cover, the CMYK wasn't formatted properly, something that was very design speak that I cannot understand, but thankfully for both of those projects we hired a professional designer and they knew exactly what that meant and they reformatted it and sent it back. So just be aware, if you think, you know, today's the day I want my book to be available to the world and this is the day that you're putting it through IngramSpark, it will not be available to the world. You're going to have to review the proof, you're going to have to, if there's any edits, make those edits, then resubmit it, then re-review the new proof, then hit approval. They say it can take up to 6 weeks for all of the metadata to make it through to all of their partners. The first book that I worked on, everything was put through within a week. You know, cover, description, reviews, everything came through. Another book I worked on, it was a very slow trickle. So the book title showed up on Amazon, but without the cover or the description. And the next day the description was there, but not the image. So it does take some time to get everything through to the partners. And that's something that's really out of your control once you hit submit. So that's what you always want to be building in your timeline. So if you want the book to come out November 1st, you better have it uploaded into Ingram mid-September to make sure it's out everywhere. Now that also gives you a pre-order period, which we know is important for sales. So just keep that in mind too. One thing that I will say is really, really great about IngramSpark is their customer service. They have a chat function. So anytime that I've had issues with Amazon, I've had to send an email, I get the response back, oh, I can't reply to that email. So I have to go submit a new ticket if I have a follow-up question, which is a little frustrating. I have called Amazon before and they were really great on the phone, understanding exactly what I need as an author. IngramSpark, I love that there's a chat function. I can just quickly say, I'm not seeing this, what's going on? And usually the person will be like, here's a link to what you could have just searched for, but they found it for me and it was very helpful. And they always send you a transcript as well. So if they're sending you links or providing information and you're like, what did they say again? They always send you the transcript. So IngramSpark is really great on customer service. So I found that really helpful. One con that I really don't like is that you don't see the pre-sale numbers until the book shipped to the retailer. So if I have a 2-week pre-sale, that's nearly the same time. I'm going to see what those orders are. But if you have a longer pre-sale, which is what is recommended to get into brick and mortar stores, they usually want to see at least 3 to 6 months. There's 3 to 6 months that I have no clue what's been ordered. Now there's certain strategies that you can employ as an author to leverage in your pre-sale, which I'll get into in another video, that can help you track and estimate your pre-sales, but you just don't know. And that's one thing that I don't really like. I wish that they could do that, but it's also because their distributors aren't sending back the order until it gets closer to the launch date. So they're also the middleman, which is what you want for distribution, but it's kind of a con. So I didn't love that. So if you found this video helpful, please let me know. If you have additional questions, if you're thinking of using IngramSpark, or if you've used IngramSpark and there's something I didn't cover, please leave it in the comments below just to help everybody learn and get the information that they need. If you found this helpful, please give it a thumbs up. This really helps YouTube know that this has been helpful information for you and it gets in front of other authors like us. And now you can get back to writing your book.